Hi friends, welcome to rscarmodifiers DSP. What is a 4.10 DSP is basically a 4-channel amp and a 10-channel output DSP. It has an iris audio, full DAHD, and it is completely fully bridgeable. See, once you open this Forza 4.10 DSP amp, you'll be amazed to see that this is the product which is going to handle the entire setup. Comes with AFC 4.10 bit. Friends, you can see here this is the complete AFC 4.10 bit. As I have given all the brief about what is a DSP and what kind of a system is 4.10. Hi friends, welcome to rscarmodifiers. As many people are interested in to get their audio system enhanced in our shop, we are starting a new series of all the audio files which we can get into a car. So it's an effort which is made by us just to educate the customers what kind of an audio setup you can get it into any of the cars, starting from a Nano to a Mercedes. In this series, what we are going to do is we are going to give different episodes covering each and every part of the audio, starting with the series of speakers which is available in rscarmodifiers, series of subwoofers and series of DSPs which is available with us. If there is a requirement on a specific DSP or a subwoofer to be explained separately, it will be done in a separate episode. But we want to condense and make a elaborate series where we can educate the customers with what kind of an audio setup which can be done at rscarmodifiers and in what level of work we are also doing in rscarmodifiers. So I am very excited with this episodes which is going to come in the audio series. It will be one of a kind of series wherein we is going to cover each and every part of the audio, starting from the speakers to the wires to the subwoofers to the DSP and the variety which we are having. So let us start the first episode. So in this first episode we are going to go with a brand called as AUDISON. And I'm going to introduce a DSP which is a 4.10 DSP. What is a 4.10 DSP is basically a 4-channel amp and a 10-channel output DSP. Why it is very famous and why it is helpful for the customer, I'll be just explaining you in part by part. First, let us unbox the DSP first. Let me just show what kind of a packing, what is the warranty and what are the tools which is available to tune this. So it is going to be an elaborate video. I'll try to make it as short as possible, but I just want to give the complete information which will be helpful for the customer to get his audio enhanced if there is an existing setup. This is basically for customers who are going to do a new setup as well as an existing setup. I will just explain first, unbox the same, then I'll explain where the role of the 4.10 DSP is to come. Let us first unbox. So this is the AUDISON 4.10 amp cum DSP. So this is the box. It comes with a beautiful box. You can see in the back side the price of it. The price of it is MRP is at 99,990 rupees. We give some good offers for that as well. And you can see the main features. It comes under the Forza line power amplifier. It has an iris audio, full DAHD, and it is completely fully bridgeable. So let us first open this and see what comes in this 4.10 DSP. See, once you open this Forza 4.10 DSP amp, you will get certain products into it. You will be amazed to see that this is the product which is going to handle the entire setup. Comes with AFC 4.10 bit. It's a small amplifier come a DSP, but it is going to play a huge role. So as I have said, you can see there are certain speaker inputs and speaker output as well. So in this, basically what we have is a 4-channel amp and 10-channel DSP. And I just want everyone to know that there is a quick start guide which is given inside the box. Many of the customer don't even see what is there to see the technical specifications. Yes, we do explain to the customer what is the technical specification which comes in the DSP, but I like to reiterate, it's a very elaborated starting guide which is there inside this. Friends, you can see here, this is the complete AFC 4.10 bit. This is complete way in which you can connect each of the speakers and the DSP lines to each of the components. You can see here there are certain points which you have to note. It is given in the serial numbers. First is the power supply. So it is already given which port has to be given to the power supply. Then is the control inputs. The third is the eye level source. You can see there can be 8 input sources which can be taken, and then is the low level source which you can take it again 8 input in this as well. The fifth is the maestro connections. Sixth is the DSP output. So in the DSP output you can see one is for the woofer left, one is for the tweeter left, one is for the woofer right, one is for the tweeter right, and the other is for the subwoofers. And you have another 6 channels which you can give it. You can see in the ninth as well. So this is tweeter left, tweeter right, woofer left, woofer right. These are the 2 specifications. So as I said, like there are 4 amplifiers. So either you give all the 4 to the front side, that is to the 2 woofers or the 2 tweeters. So you have 4 things in this and 4 things in this, and 2 you can give it to the subwoofer. So all 10 channels of the DSP is covered here. So in this basically you have to note only 2 points, which is number 6 and which is number 9. As I've already said you, it's a 4.10. So 4.10 is a 4 channel amp and a 10 channel DSP. So we have the opportunity to give the 4 channel amp either to the front side of the car or into the rear side of the car. So either sides you can give it to the left woofer, right woofer, left and right tweeter, that is the 4 channels. And if you want to give it to the rear, you can go again with the rear left, rear right and rear left woofer and rear right woofer, and 2 channels can be given to the subwoofer. So total 4 channels of amp is given either the front or the back, and 10 channels of the DSP is given to the front 4, rear 4 and the subwoofer 2. So all this combined can be used to get a very better output. Now the biggest question comes, where does this go into a car? See, this is specifically made to customers where they already have an existing setup. I just want to reiterate that if a customer already has a component speakers with a tweeter and an amplifier and a rear speakers, which may be a coaxial speakers as well, if the customer feels that the output is not good enough, we can attach this 4.10 channel, convert his existing passive setup into an active setup. You may ask, how is it? We are going to give the 4 channel amp to the rest of the 4 channels which is not given an amp, and all the speakers including the subwoofer will be controlled to a DSP. So this is basically to convert a passive setup into an active setup just by adding a 4.10. So this is an opportunity for a lot of people to get it converted, the audio system, get a better output from the existing system itself. So let us see what kind of an output we can get it from this 4.10 when there is an installation which is going to happen, or I will just show you certain methods in which it is going to enhance in the software. Let me show how the 4.10 is going to get tuned. It is tuned through her DSP app which is downloadable. So that is also given here. You can see this also comes with the box itself, where it says that for the software, firmware, manual and the tracks, you just have to scan this QR code. So the customer has an option to scan this QR code and get it downloaded as well. So I'll just show you the software in brief, what kind of a software it is and what it is going to enhance. As I have given all the brief about what is a DSP and what kind of a system is 4.10, the biggest game changer in this is the tuning through a DSP device. What we have done here is you have something called as a bit drive software. This bit drive software is basically used to tune most of the DSPs of Forza series, starting with, you can see here, 8.14, M series, C, and the one which I have explained you is AFC 4.10. I am going to show you in an offline mode because we have not connected anything to the DSP system yet. So once I click on this, it gets loaded through an offline mode. So once you open this software, as I have already explained, you have 6 memories here and you have 2 channels. One is the input and the output. The entire bit drive device configuration can be started through a configuration wizard. So if you just click on the configuration wizard, you have so many things which is there, which pops on the screen, starting with the start, source, input configuration. So once you get the start here, you just click on the start. So it asks for select the auxiliary sources you want to use. If you use an optical in, then you can go with an optical, or you can go with the next button. So this is the complete input configuration. So in this input you have 8 options of input from where the source can be taken. So you select the source, whether you want to take it from the front left full, front left tweeter, woofer. So you have a lot of options from where you can take the input, or there are certain options which is directly available here. So you can take any of the input from there. So once, if you suppose if you take from the front and rear, so you get the front left full, front right, rear left, rear full, then you click on this next button. So once you come to the output setup, see, once you get the input, the DSP is going to actually de-equalize the input signal and then go for the output. So the de-equalization part can be shown when it is connected to a DSP. So I'm just fast tracking that and coming to the output setup. See, output setup, there are already predetermined outputs set up here. So you can choose anything which you want to set up, or you can select each of the outputs. The best thing in AUDISON setup is once you start, suppose you select any of, suppose if you select a front left full here, you will get all the options which you can devise it in a OCHE. So you can see here you have so many outputs. The best thing in an AUDISON setup is once you select a front left woofer, it will start giving all the options which is there in AUDISON to put as a woofer. So you can select any of this. Suppose you select a 6.5, so it is going to basically set up the crossovers and the filters which is required for this kind of a device automatically. So let us just let us go with the front left woofer in the front, then front left mid range, and front left tweeter, and in the right, then you can go with the front right woofer, then you can go with the front right mid range and front right tweeter. So I'm just going to show with the 6 options. So you get an options wherein you can choose whether the tweeter is a 1.1 AV. You can have a lot of options in this. You can just choose 1.1 AV. So these are the options are there. Once you are going to do next, then you will get the distance. So this is what is called as the staging process. So you can measure the staging process and you can put it in centimeters here. Once you give the next, so you will get the parameters. So this can be directly preloaded here, and then the complete setup is done. So once the setup is done, then you will have everything set up here. Then you can tune it through a RTA as well. So in this RTA tuning, you just require a simple mic to get it tuned. So I'll be explaining a proper tuning process when I'm really doing a DSP. That will be more useful for a customer. In this video, I'm just showing you a basic thing what can be done. So as I've said you, see, you can basically set the frequencies, the dB and the cutoff frequencies here manually as well. So you will be able to segregate each and every frequencies into a different component of the speakers to get a better output. So this is a brief idea about what is a DSP software is basically. So I'll give videos when I do a real fitment, how it is really done, so that the user gets a complete idea on what technology used in AUDISON. So we will conclude the complete video in this process by concluding the DSP software. So I have made an effort to explain you in the episode 1 about the 4.10 DSP of AUDISON. So in this episode, I have tried to explain 4.10 Amcom DSP of AUDISON. So whatever is the basic idea which you can get an amplifier, comma DSP, I have explained in this. For a demo, directly you can visit rscarmodifiers, where we have already a setup of AUDISON which is there in our tar, to just get an idea of what kind of an output you can get from AUDISON. I will be explaining you about a brand called as Morel in the next episode. What are the ranges of speakers and amplifier which is there in Morel will be explained in my next video. So that will be the part 2 episode which I'll be doing in Morel. Wait for my next video. I'll see you in the next video, friends. Cheers.